they've got their bases really prepared, and we're going to see some epic defenses. What do you think?
I mean, both of these teams, Clash Champ had really good base building in there, and Tribe Gaming have also got a really strong base building team behind them. Stefan also very well known in the community for his really, really strong bases, so I think it could go either way. I think the base builders will be showing quite a lot in this war, and I really hope that they do, because it will make this a little bit more entertaining for us here as well. And Castro has already started the queen charge down the north-hand side. She's taking quite a bit of damage in here, but Healer's managing to keep her afloat, and Coco Loon's coming in to scout for any potential seeking air mines, but also distracting this Warden statue as well from our queen.
Yeah, I wanted to call this a Queen Charge Lalo, but no Lava Hounds on this one, so it's just a Queen Charge balloon attack, and unfortunately that Queen ability going off super early, and ooh, that Wall Breaker got targeted afterwards too. He's got to send the second Wall Breaker here just to give Queen access to these Inferno Towers. Nicely done with the free spell, barely keeping that Queen alive. Does she path inside for both these Inferno Towers? Yes, perfect pathing here.
Oh, nice. Beautiful Queen charge here. We got really nice access here. The Multi-Inferno is doing a bit of damage, but the Sweeper is actually in Picastro's favor here, knocking them back, which stops them taking a lot of damage here. And the Poison Spell beautifully deployed as well from Castro, just to make sure that we can clear out those Clan Castle troops from the base here. And early Warden for the Blimp to go for that Town Hall. I think we saw it before that the early Blimp is trying to get that Town Hall down so that these loons that are in that Warden ability can avoid that Giga Poison.
He is just multitasking like a boss right now, having to focus on the Lalo, freeze the invisibility tower, focus on his queen, fighting the enemy queen on the left side, freeze for her, but also looking at his royal champion on the right side of the base. Just several different moving parts in this attack, but he's handling them all pretty well. Even with all the balloons going down, still has the queen alive, still has the royal champion and the Diggy to go finish off the rest of these defenses. That Monolith, the only major threat left.
Ooh, the queen goes down here, and the good thing is that these healers are actually pathing towards the royal champion, which is going to distract that Monolith as well as the Diggy stunning it here as well, which means 30 seconds on the clock for cleanup, and Pete Castro is starting so strong here for Clash Champs. First hit, first triple on the board, which means Tribe Gaming, the Bulls in their court, they need a triple on the board as well if they want to call it even. Otherwise, they'll be giving the lead over to Clash Champs.
Yeah, beautifully executed Queen Charge balloon attack. Can't even call it a Lalo here from P. Castro. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Lots of 3 stars in this match, putting the ball into the court of Tribe Gaming now. Are they going to be stepping up? Are they going to be having some nice early 3 stars like we're also expecting? Or will they crack under the pressure?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Tribe did have a really nice run already, and I mean, the consistency that they have, and they're a good team, and they've been a team for a while as well. I mean, they've got the new addition, Yo-Yo, to it, but Yo-Yo has just joined there, and it almost feels like he's been there for seasons on end. He's fitting in very, very nicely amongst that team.
Yeah, he has been fitting in nicely. He gets along with all those other players. He's also brings a lot of variety to this team. I think Yo-Yo is such an amazing player in the sense that he's really good at Lalo, different styles of Lalo, but also he's been busting out the smash attacks quite a bit over the last year or two, just doing all sorts of Super Bowler attacks. I think he's become quite famous with Super Bowlers as well. But we got Kronos coming in first, and he's doing a little Queen Charge, Twin Hog action, no healing spells yet again, and he's got a jump spell, Coco.
He does have a jump spell, which means I can't wait to see the rest of this Queen Charge. I mean, we got the Blimp, which is actually coming in quite early here for Kronos, which is going to clear out this Scatter Shock compartment as well as pulling out these Clan Castle troops. There's a few more traps here on the outer rim of the base, as well as the King, so the Queen's going to have to deploy a Headhunter next to it there as well, so we can help push through the King as well as getting that Clan Castle troops down. The poison is nice there because you can get some value on the King as well as those troops. And look at the jump!
That is an interesting placement. You can tell by the way he drops it. What he's trying to do here is he wants to give Queen access to the Town Hall, but he doesn't want her to go all the way inside to where she's going to step into the Giga Poison. So he literally just wants her to go into that tiny little wall gap, snipe the Town Hall, and then go back outside and keep walking down toward the bottom side of the base.
Yeah, this is really, really nice here. I mean, without going for that Town Hall, we're going to avoid that Giga Poison, and we can still continue to get some really nice value toward the Scatter Shot, because we still have that Queen ability here, and there's not too much on her here either. And we've got those hogs already coming in there on the northern side. We've got a little bit of funding around the outside, which means hopefully we can group up all these hogs there towards the Multi-Inferno before using that Warden ability as the Rage Skull Tower goes off, which means we're going to have a lot more damage coming in on those hogs.
Just overall an impressive plan here from Kronos. The hogs looking decent on the top side. He is losing most of them, but the champion ability is doing all right. We still got the Diggy to help stun a little bit, but he is completely out of spells after using that last freeze, so it might get a little close here moving into the final section, but he gets through that Inferno Tower, gets through the Builder Hut. Queen has easy access to the second scatter shot here. The King still moving through the back end of the base, and he's got it. Look at that. Overall, an impressive attack. That jump spell was something else.
Yeah, that was a really interesting jump spell. As soon as he deployed it, we knew exactly what the plan was, and I loved it. It was really, really nicely done there, and towards the end, it was a little bit questionable if it was actually going to push through there, but we had more than enough there. I mean, look at the heroes that are still standing there at the very, very end, and really nice done there from Kronos, and that's a triple on each side now.
Exactly what we wanted to see. One attack from each team, both teams hitting the 3-star. We're back to tied. Anything could happen. Both teams got to be feeling confident, but also got to be feeling the pressure. We're going to see who's going to be able to balance it the best.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I saw how many we pushed through so beautifully. I mean, the hogs there at the very, very end. We had the hog riders stuck there on the wall because they lost their hogs, so they were on their own there in the middle, but it didn't even matter that we didn't have them pushing with the major portion of it all. I mean, the queen charge up until the very, very end, and when you know that it's a good queen charge is when the queen charge is still up at the very, very end of the attack.
Definitely, and then I don't even think he needed her ability either. Just overall an impressive attack. The Battle Blimp got all the value it needed to. The Hog Riders did their thing. It's so interesting seeing how the meta has evolved, and you don't even need heal spells with the Hog Riders anymore, it seems. Just let them push through 1, 2, 3 compartments, and the Royal Champion can finish off the rest of the base for you. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, it is really interesting to see how everything has slowly evolved, and I feel like over the last few town halls, everything's been a little bit similar as they've still evolved a little bit, but you always had those heal spells, and it's interesting to see how they're no longer needed and you can get other spells to support. And we've got another attack coming in here from Clash Champs, and we've got a bit of a Lalo in here. We've got the Apprentice Warden again, Lex, to help get some additional value.
Yes, I'm looking forward to see what he can do with this Apprentice Warden. It's always fun to see if you can get crazy good value with him. We're seeing the zap spells there on the bottom left to set up this little bit of a hero dive. King, Queen, E-Titan moving in. I thought maybe the Apprentice Warden was going to go with these heroes here, but maybe instead the Apprentice Warden will be with the Royal Champion. I don't know if Apprentice Warden with Lalo is going to get any decent value. Maybe he forgot to deploy it. There it is, delayed. Dropped with the Queen on the left side of the base. And one of the troops are coming out of the clan castle.
Yeah, we've got some super minions in the core of the base here coming out of Yo-Yo's clan castle here. The Royal Champion gets some really nice value there on the north-hand side. Gets that whole compartment down before starting to go towards the town hall. Won't have enough power to push all the way through, but we got some really nice value all the way around from that left hand side. And Queen was their ability here. There's no major defense that she can reach other than this multi-inferno, which she also just misses. That would have been insane value there. We do still have that one ability on these loons as we're starting to approach the town hall. However, the Giga Poison might be a little bit scary for the loons.
Yeah, the Giga Poison hitting these balloons as they sit on that spell tower for a couple of seconds. The freeze on the Inferno. The Queen's still alive on defense, causing a lot of problems here. She's going to take out the Grand Warden. She's going to take out all these balloons. He might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, we really need that multi-inferno down. It's going to melt whatever's still remaining here on that southern side. Oh, if we only had a little bit more power for that queen, and the enemy queen's also still standing there in this compartment, and unfortunately we got no runes left. We got the electro time with some more cleanup support around the outskirts of the base, but I think this multi-inferno will stay up all the way through the attack here on Yo-Yo's base.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for Clash Champs. He's still managing to pick up really good percent though, so that could make all the difference. These balloons trying to take out that wizard tower, the minions getting that gold storage on the left side of the base. I wish he had one more minion for that spell factory, but I think he's gonna have to settle here for 92%. Very nice try, still high percent, but a chance now for Tribe Gaming to be able to take the lead on their next hit.
Do you think we would have gotten the multi-inferno down if we sent in the apprentice warden a little bit earlier to help protect these heroes through, or how do you think that would have panned out?
I do think it makes a difference, because not only could the apprentice warden have, given the heroes extra HP late in that Sui, but even giving them the extra HP early in that Sui would have set it up to where they had more health moving into each individual compartment, because the king was already at like half health by the time he was entering the base. If he dropped that apprentice warden right away, I mean, the king might have had an extra 2,000-3,000 HP moving in, and he could have distracted for the queen even longer, allowing the queen to have even more health by the time she got to that Inferno Tower. So I think there's a solid chance that he could have gotten that multi if that apprentice warden wasn't so delayed.
Oh, that must be so frustrating to know that that one key part of the attack, the apprentice warden, if that was dropped a little bit earlier, that the whole attack could have played out completely differently. That must be so frustrating to know, but we got some decent percentage there at the end there, and got the 2-star on the board for Clash Champs, but Tribe Gaming are up next, and Yo-Yo is now attacking again with the double hog, and we've also got the double invis and the double skeleton spell in here as well to support this attack through, and the bloom's already coming in nice and early to clear out. It looks like we only wanted to get that Inferno down there on the outskirts of that town hall area.
Yeah, nice little blimp value for just one rage spell, it looks like. Nicely done. Also pulling the CC troops out to the queen. Yo-Yo 23 dressed so nicely for this tournament here. He's wearing some nice clothes there. But the king on the top side of the base, you can see how he already funneled to send that king in for the scatter shot. Queen's meant to go to the town hall, but with these expos ready to do a lot of damage to her, looks like he's prepared for that with the skeleton spell, with the giant, with the Valkyrie, and potentially some invis spells if needed as well.
Yeah, the double skeleton spell in here is really good to distract both of these expos, and as you mentioned, there's also a giant in there, and look, there's the tornado trap, and it's just whirling around all these additional troops that we had to help support the queen, and the queen almost remaining untouched as she starts to get that town hall down. However, we will have to force that ability here as there's a lot of damage coming through from that monolith. I don't know how much longer she will remain, since that Giga Poison is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, the queen's going to go down, not going to be able to take out the monolith, but she did do her job. Now we got the hogs in on the left side of the base. Pretty classic to see the early warden ability here, and this time we are seeing a healing spell to help out these piggies, and look at it, it's doing a great job healing up all those hogs, getting them through a lot of traps in that lower Inferno Tower compartment in combination with the freeze for the scatter shot. The hogs are still alive, moving all the way into the back end of the base, keeping the champion at full health with ability. And because he didn't need any of those invis spells to help the queen get to the town hall, he's got them on standby here to help the champion get even further.
Yeah, Yo-Yo absolutely crushing it. We had those invisibilities at hand for the queen, but the skeleton spells were more than enough to help support that through. And look how many hogs and those riders are still remaining at the end of the attack, and swagging that Raw Champion ability at the very, very end there. A triple on the board for Tribe Gaming will be giving them the advantage now after the first 2 rounds of that.
Impressive stuff so far from the Tribe. Not a single mistake from them. They are 2 for 2. They take the early lead here after the second round of attacks. Like you said, 6 stars to 5. So now we'll see what Clash Champs can do. They've got to get back into that offensive grind. Just bust out beautiful attack after beautiful attack and cross their fingers and hope for a defense.
Definitely. I mean, it was a really good one that we tried to come through with Patolino. The idea was there, just the execution, the one tiny mistake that stopped that attack from pushing through. So if they manage to, recover from that, it's still doable since they had some really good bases in the previous war that we watched from them.
Yeah, definitely. Anything could happen. Even though Tribe have the lead, this is still so close, way too early to call. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Clash Champs are going to be able to do, step up to the plate, and we'll see if they do some more Skelly Donuts. Maybe they bust out a couple Queen charges. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be very exciting to see what other attacks that they bring with their high hit rate that they've been having as well. I think that we'll get some really clean and nicely executed plans regardless, whatever they bring us, if it's going to be a Queen charge or the more Skelly Donuts.
Yeah, it is interesting to note too that Tribe Gaming have been really liking the Hog Riders today. Both their attacks in this matchup so far have been Hog Riders, but now we got Leo coming in with, I was going to say a classic Queen Charge Lalo, but look how many lightning spells he's bringing as well.
Yeah, we've got the Zap Quake coming in here, and it'll be interesting to see how we use these ones. We'll probably use them around that multi. Yes, we do. We use them around the multi-inferno on that left-hand side, which is going to clear the multi-inferno as well as that expo, which is going to take quite a bit of pressure off of that Queen charge pushing through, and she's reaching into this Eagle Artillery compartment at the moment, and she's actually walking towards that left-hand side, towards that scatter shot. I don't know if this was the plan.
I think he wanted her to go up to the Eagle, so we're going to have to switch things up and go with plan B all of a sudden. She's going to walk left. He should be able to still funnel her into the scatter shot, but I don't think this is at all what he had in mind, so he's going to have to figure out what he can do, how he can still manage to get good value with all of his heroes and make up the Lalo as he goes. Oh, and those healers get targeted by the scatter. That's going to cost him an extra spell.
Yeah, we took a bit of damage in here already. That was the problem, since we had found some traps with those Coco Loons, but the way that the Queen passed around this wall means that we didn't get the distance that we needed from that scatter shot in as well. There's a lot of damage coming in from that Eagle Artillery that is still up there on the northern side of the base. We're trying to get this Town Hall down. The Blimp doesn't successfully take it down, and all these loons fall from the sky from the heavy-hitting Eagle Artillery there.
Oh, this is looking devastating as the invisibility spell goes off and the Town Hall stays up. He's got no spells left over to help out either. Oh no, I think he's going to try to send King in for the Town Hall. Does he even path perfectly to it?
That invisibility spell tower also worries me a little bit. It's going to be regenerating, so the longer that we take to get this Town Hall down, the quicker that it will go invisible again. The King does secure it. The Queen starting... Oh, the Queen is in this compartment still. She doesn't have her ability though, but the King with the Phoenix Revive does get the Monolith down, and a Royal Champion's trying to get some additional percentage there on that right-hand side, but there is so much still remaining. The Eagle Artillery on the north-hand side, the Multi-Inferno still standing, as well as the enemy Queen with that scatter shot on that right-hand side.
Yeah, percentage is going to be so important here as well, because even if Clash Champs can manage to get some defenses later, this percent might make all the difference. He's trying as hard as he can to get it above the 80% mark, and he might just be able to. But, oh, that's so unfortunate for Leo with that Queen just going the wrong way. And then he tried to make up for it with the Lalo into the Town Hall, but that part also just didn't get it done.
Yeah, I think the Eagle Artillery on Rikirus' base did a lot of defending here for them, which puts them at the 80% 2-star. Not exactly ideal. A little bit on the lower side as well, particularly since their hit rate has been particularly high in comparison to all the other teams that have been participating in the Champions War League.
Yeah, exactly. And we were expecting, starting off the tournament today, Clash Champs to be the best performing offensive team. I mean, the stats suggest that they should have been, but maybe it's just these Tribe Gaming bases that are really throwing them off. Maybe Tribe Gaming went the extra mile in preparing for this tournament, and they were just really ready to go up against Clash Champs.
I mean, they've got some very experienced builders there on Tribe Gaming's side as well, but Let's see how this one pans out now for Clash Champs. They really need a defense since Tribe Gaming have got the 2 perfect hits in already, and Rikiris is up next. And what have we got here? We've got 7 invisibility spells, Lex.
Yeah, he's going for either a Super Archer Blimp or a Super Minion Blimp. Oh, that Tornado Trap catching the Blimp, though, could cause some problems. It depends on if it's going to be Seeking Air Mines afterwards. There are. Ooh, what's in his Blimp? It's Super Archers here. Now, the question is, will he still be able to pick up the Town Hall?
Yeah, we've got these invisibilities dropping one by one to try and keep these archers alive, and we're reaching through and doing some damage on that town hall, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And we've only got how many? I feel like there's not enough archers in here.
He had 2 more invisibility spells, but he made the decision to let them die there. I wonder why. Maybe the clone didn't... I don't know. I think the clone did clone the archers, but he decided it wasn't worth it to use the last 2 invis, and now he's going to have to go with plan B, trying to send the king and queen instead of from the bottom side like he probably would have. He's got to try to make sure they get the town hall.
Yeah, I mean, we've got that Electro Titan as well, which is deployed on the southern side to help deal with the Clan Castle troops that we've pulled, but the main thing right now is we need these heroes to go into this town hall compartment, and to be honest, it is looking pretty good. We've got the King, Queen, and the Royal Champion all joined forces here to get that town hall down. There's the invisibility, which we saved just to help protect that Queen. The King does have a revive. Unfortunately, the Royal Champion does go down. The Queen, is she going to avoid this Giga Poison as well? That'll be pretty nice.
She's gonna walk into it right at the last second.
Of
A little
course.
awkward. She still does have her ability. She might be able to at least get the air defense. Nope.
Oh,
He pops the ability
no.
too late, and she dies anyway because of the poison. Now he still has a few more balloons to drop on the top side of the base. This is the big defense that Clash Champs needed, though, to get back into this match.
Yeah, we got those last few loons, the double multi-splash damage here coming in, the multi-inferno and the scatter shot absolutely melting. The last few loons that were trying to get some additional percentage in here. We have 1 invisibility spell to try and maybe use to get some additional percentage, but a little bit low on a percent on this one. 83. We should get some additional percentage in there on that left-hand side as well as on the north. We've got 17 seconds still remaining. I mean, we had the 80% from Leo. I'm not too sure what the 2-star was from Pasolino, but this is approaching the 90s, so this is probably going to help them out on percentage. But as you mentioned, this is the defense that Clash Champs needed.
Yes, even if a percent is still going to be heavily in favor of Tribe, and they are going to be up by a star as well, just mentally, I think confidence-wise, this lets Clash Champs know that, you know, Tribe Gaming aren't perfect. They make mistakes as well, and Clash Champs are still in this match. That might give them the motivation needed to get a couple more 3-stars here with their next few attacks.
Yeah, they can turn it back in their favor. I mean, just have to put themselves in the driver's seat and take advantage of the defenses that they just got there from Tribe Gaming. I mean, 2 triples from Tribe, 1 triple from Clash Champs. If the next hit's a triple from Clash Champs, they're going to be in a good position there, and then you're just going to have to hope for another defense.
Yep, so everything's going to rely right here on the next hit from Clash Champs. If they can hit this triple, they are very much still in it. If they don't hit this triple, though, I think everything's going to be in the hands of Tribe Gaming going into the final few attacks. And look at the spells. We get to play the recall game again.
I'm pretty sure it's your turn. We got that Queen on that left-hand side, Lex. Where is it going?
Queen on the left side. It's an E-Titan smash attack with Super Archers. That's interesting. With the log launcher setup. So Queen's going to make this funnel on the left. And then, oh gosh, what is he going to do? I can't even tell.
How we got both
I
of
feel
those
like he
sweepers
should be
facing
funneling
the
the
eagle
other side.
artillery, which makes it interesting.
That
It's
is
hard to
interesting.
choose. I don't think we've seen too many recall spells with the Electro Titans either, so it's a little bit hard to predict here. I mean, depends which way we want to go. I mean, the King's there on that south-hand side. We've got that jump already deployed, so I assume the Queen will be deployed with them. Yes, he does send them all in with these Electro Titans to go directly for the Eagle Artillery area. And the thing is, though, we don't have any wall breakers. So we do have the log launcher, which we have to make sure that gets these walls open for everything to push through, since we have those back end super archers to help support the Electro Titans.
Yeah, that left Inferno Tower is doing a lot of damage to the Super Archers. I think he lost 2 or 3 right there, but still has a few moving through in toward the Expos, and they'll be able to make their way to the Town Hall here. The King and now the Royal Champion deployed quite early to start helping the Barbarian King. And look at this, all the E-Titans and even the healers moving toward the outside of the base. I want to say that's unfortunate, but I think in this particular situation that might actually be better, because the Queen and the Yetis from the log launcher are able to clear the Town Hall and the Expos, and now the E-Titans don't have to move through the Giga Poison. Instead, they can work on the outside with the King.
Yeah, I think that was quite lucky that they didn't go through the core. I mean, the Queen's reaching through. She's even doing damage on this monolith. I don't think she'll be able to take it down single-handedly, though, but the World Champion at hand will be able to do it. We invest a freeze spell. It'll be a little bit too late, but there are a bunch of traps in here that slow down the World Champion, so it still can be quite valuable. And the Royal Champion at hand and these Electro Titans regaining a lot of health from the healers that are still remaining. This is actually looking pretty good.
Yeah, even with no more spell support, the Royal Champion has her ability. There's only 5 defenses left. None of them can take out the Royal Champion. This is a 3-star all day long. Exactly what Clash Champs needed to get back into this match. They might just be feeling real confident now, and Tribe Gaming have got to be feeling a little bit of pressure on their next attack.
Yeah, this is quite the phenomenal attack. That's not your usual attack that you see there either. The recall with those Electro Titans, with those Super Archers, and you did spot that pretty nicely that we had some of those Archers that did take quite a bit of damage from that Multi-Inferno, but it played out really, really nicely. We had quite a lot still remaining there at the very end of the attack.
Yeah, it worked out in his favor that the E-Titans dipped out and went to the outside, because the Queen, the Yetis, they had enough to clear the middle of the base, get the Town Hall, and then the Queen was even still able to work through the poison and start making some work on that monolith. So nicely done there. The E-Titans were smart, went to the outside of the base, stayed away from all the damage, and helped the King swoop around the outside, giving Clash Champs that well-needed 3-star.
Yeah, they saw the damage in the core of the base and they were like, nope, that's not for me. And it paid off. It really did. And it's really nice to see that when it does go wrong, that it can still play out pretty nicely. And you just have to keep your cool when things doesn't go to plan and still try and make the best out of the situation that's at hand.
Exactly, and now I'm really interested to see what Tribe Gaming are going to do with their last couple attacks, because even though they've had to have been feeling confident through the first half of this match, I think the pressure's on. Nabrax definitely got to be feeling it, because he needs to triple here to keep the lead for his team. Let's see what he's bringing. Ooh, a lot of Electro Dragons on this one, Coco.
Yeah, Nabrax is enjoying his Electro Dragons recently, and we actually have 7 freeze spells on this one, which might be... isn't that a little bit freeze heavy? I mean, we can use some here around that Town Hall from Farmer, which is nice value, because we can make sure the Flint makes it through, and freezing the incoming damage just to make sure that those troops get that down. But 7 seems like a little bit more than usual.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody bring 7 freezes on an Electro Drag attack, so this is going to be interesting. 3 rage spells still to use. The blimp for the Town Hall is very successful. The poison spell is wearing off, but does it kill the super minions? Yes, look at that.
Ooh, yeah, nicely done there. I mean, we've got a bit of pathing now as well. And we've actually got the Queen already coming in there on the southern side, and we've deployed all these Electro Dragons with those loons for any potential scouting time here as well. And they're going to be taking quite a bit of damage because the Eagle Artillery is up there on the back end side of the base, and we've got that double rage coming in to help speed up these Electro Dragons as they approach all these heavy hitting defenses, freezing the monolith and one of the Infernos on the left hand side, whilst getting the Royal Champion under there as well.
This is a very interesting way to do the E-Drags. They almost split up into 2 or 3 different groups here, but he's handling the rages and the freezes very well, but oh, that last E-Drag in the core does not quite get through all those Inferno Towers. That might cause some issues. He's sending in the Royal Champion to try and keep the King and Queen alive through the Expo and Scattershot section here on the left side of the base, but there's a lot of defenses still to go.
Yeah, there's a lot, and they're also regaining the health. As you can see, the builders are regenerating the health on both of the multi-infernos, and I'm pretty sure the Electro Titans almost had them down as well to like 5 HP, which means it's going to be more damage that needs to come in from our troops to get it down. And the Raw Champion goes off here now as well, leaving just the Queen here. This Eagle Artillery on the back end, we spotted it early, and it was a problem all the way through the attack, unfortunately.
Yep, and this is exactly what I was worried about at the start of this attack. The pressure, I think, getting to Tribe here. They needed the triple to keep the lead, and they did have a slight percentage lead too, so it depends on how much percent the Queen can get here. Tribe Gaming might still be able to secure the advantage after the 4th round of attacks. It's going to be hard to tell. I don't know exactly how many buildings he needs, but with the Queen ability here, he's actually still getting better percent than I thought he was going to get, as Queen was beaten on a wall earlier. She snags the Tesla, wraps around the walls, and unfortunately gets in range of the scatter shot. She's going to die right there at 88. We'll have to wait a second to see the stats pop up. I think Tribe Gaming might still be in the lead by just a couple of buildings, but it's really close.
I think it might really be very, very close. We have the 74.4% after 4 attacks from Clash Champs. We still have to do the math on the previous one. But yeah, as you said, the pressure is getting to them. We've only had 2 triples each from each team, and now it's even on stars, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think it's 10-10 after 4 attacks each, so it's going to come down to the closers of both teams. Who can hit the triples? Who's going to fall under the pressure? Hopefully we can have the stats pop up here in a second, see who has the slight lead, or maybe it's perfectly tied. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh my gosh, don't tell me we're going to have another buzzer beater baseball for one building against 2 walls in a row. I can't deal with that.
Oh, that would be crazy. Imagine this all came down to time. I can't remember the last time we had a match on a tournament of this caliber come down to average attack duration. But look at the stats there. It looks like a 4 building lead for Tribe Gaming. Whew, it's close.
I can't believe how close all of the there's so many wars that are just so close, and it really just shows that every building matters. I can't emphasize that enough. Do not end your attacks early, because you can see the 4 building lead now is paying off, and Celino is in with the final attack now. Clash Champs, and again, I'm so impressed. They're up with the final attack, and they're still doing these Skelly Donuts or Skelly Bat Donuts, and I would be so nervous to do that.
Very interesting to see what he's targeting with that Skelly Bat. Not going for the CC or the Monolith like we normally see. He went for the left multi and the left expo, almost treating it as like somebody would normally do with like a Zap Quake setup. But he can't reach both those defenses with the Zaps and the Quake, so that's why he brought the Skelly Bat Donut. Now he's doing the Sui from the top side, and oh gosh, the invisibility spell to force the Queen back into the Eagle Artillery. That's interesting. Yeti doing some funneling on the right side, and look at this log launcher coming into support now.
Yeah, that log launcher is going to do some nice damage on some of these defenses, as well as that beautiful freeze that we had on one of the expos. It is going to be raged up here, which does do a bit of damage on our Queen, but we still managed to hold on to that ability a little bit longer here as these walls now start to open, but the Queen's trailing to that left-hand side, which means we have to rely on whatever's in that log launcher to get some of these defenses down, since the logs are not touching this multi-inferno.
One big bonus to that log launcher is it just pre-triggered the invisibility tower. He could take advantage of that and start the Lalo and get through the town hall before that invisibility tower recovers.
Yeah, the King on that right-hand side gets that scatter shot down, and all these loons now pathing towards that town hall that is not active just yet, and we've already identified that tornado trap going off here, which may have forced that warden ability prematurely here, and we'll use a freeze spell in here to freeze the town hall for the I don't think it wasn't back yet. I was about to say it may have frozen the invisibility spell tower, but it hadn't regenerated yet. But a lot of these loons go down to the Giga Poison in this compartment.
Yeah, hopefully the Warden and the Owl might be able to finish off that Monolith with a couple more balloons. The Skeleton spell, the last freeze spell being used for the champion on the left side, might need the Invis spell as well. It's going to be really close, but I think he's got a good shot here. Celino with that Invis, Diggy to stun the scatter, the Warden on 1 HP, still helping to support. And if Diggy can stun this Wizard Tower, The Owl's still healthy. Look at this Coco. He might just get it if he has enough time.
The Royal Champion is so low. I'm hoping there are no traps for Celino. We're on that storage there on that right-hand side, 22nd, and there's only about 4 buildings remaining. And Celino is going to triple it out here, which puts so much pressure here on Tribe Gaming. It is all or nothing for the final attacker. The next attack has to triple. Tribe Gaming have the percentage advantage, but Clash Champs are now getting that extra star on the board, which... ooh, the pressure is so on.
What a comeback from Clash Champs. Beautiful way to end the match from them. They were down the entire time, but now they have shifted 100% of the pressure onto Tribe Gaming. Clash Champs have done everything they can, and they put Tribe in a tough spot. Quite literally, like you said, all or nothing. It is another triple or lose ending here. The final attacker of Tribe Gaming is Exosist, and he's got to get it done.
Yes, Exorcist is up, and Lex, we've got another recall spell,
no.
and the Queen is starting there on that right-hand side, and this time we've got some recall Queen Charge amongst with some loons, because there's not a Lalo. I don't see any hounds. Where do you think this one's gonna go?
Very interesting to see. Instead of the Lava Hound, he's got 1 Electro Dragon and 1 Dragon Rider. He's already recalling the Queen, and just like we saw on that other Queen Charge Lalo recall attack earlier today, I think from Tryhard, just using the Queen to kind of funnel for the Queen. So he uses the Queen on the 2 o'clock side to make the funnel, and then redeploys the Queen over on the 4 o'clock side. And so now she's got nowhere to go but down a little bit, and probably ideally in toward the Eagle, unless he's just planning on blimping the Eagle, or maybe Dragon Rider for the Eagle. He's got several different options here, but you can see the Electro Dragon being utilized at 6 o'clock for a bit of a funnel. And yep, it is going to be the Dragon Rider for that Eagle Artillery, and now he still has lots of options for where he wants to use the King and the Champion as well.
Yeah, Exorcist is actually doing a really nice job at leaving so many options open, which means that if a part of the attack doesn't go as planned, he can change things and spice things up. And as you can see, that Dragon Rider is slowly struggling up against the double sweep, so he does send that Royal Champion in to secure the Eagle Artillery, whilst the Blimp makes its way to the Multi-Inferno compartment. And we actually managed to, because there were no storages surrounding the Multi-Inferno, we actually had some goblins in there that secured the town hall, and these loons are avoiding that Giga Poison.
Yeah, that was a really nice play with the Sneaky Goblins and the Blimp as well. And luckily for him, there was no traps to stop them. Sneaky Goblins take the town hall. Royal Champion getting some value on the right side of the base. A beautiful free spell, and still 1 more invisibility spell to use here. Interesting decision there to make the multi-invisible, so Champion goes for the Monolith right away, but I also think that was a 200 IQ play because the Monolith was locking onto the Queen, and I think if he didn't do that, the Queen would be dead right now. And look at this wall break,
one more
giving Queen access.
Ooh, that is so clutch here, and Exorcist knows it. It's going to push through. We have cleanup. We got a few traps trailing behind those air troops, but more than enough time to allow for the Queen to walk all the way around and get that final building down. And Tribe Gaming are coming in clutch there. Clash Champs put the pressure on Tribe Gaming, and Exorcist was able to pull through at the very, very end there, and coming through with a beautiful Queen Charge recall, looned with an amazing Blimp to secure the town hall, and securing the victory for Tribe Gaming on percent. These wars are so close.
Wow, that was just amazing. I mean, I really do think that invisibility spell, making the multi-invisible like that, actually saved the attack. The Queen would have died if he didn't do that and have the Diggy stun the Monolith right away. That was so clutch. And then the Wall Breaker giving Queen access to everything that was left. Awesome attack from Exosist, 13-13. Such a close match, but Tribe Gaming edging it out on percent.